Every hour and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Thanks for joining us again as we continue our discussions ahead of the 2015 general elections, the matters arising. Okay, let's continue with top stories on the dailies. We still have the Punch as well as the Guardian newspaper to go. On the front page of the Punch this morning, the top story here, angry youths pelt Jonathan's convoy with stones in Taraba. Police fire tear gas to disperse protesters. And of course, the front picture here shows Nigerian refugees in the Republic of Niger waiting for the distribution of relief materials to them in Difa region. That was yesterday. Well, I'm joined now by another public affairs analyst, joining us, I believe, for the first time of the year also. Happy New Year to you, ADEYEMI AROMOLARAN. Good morning and thank you for joining us again.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is not the first time that Mr. President's convoy will be pelted. Of course, the latest one is in Jalingo, Taraba State. It has happened in Katsina, in Bauchi State, where he had gone to seek votes and for his re-election bid. And it was gathered that in this particular situation, windscreens and windows of some of the vehicles on the convoy were destroyed before security operatives could use tear gas to disperse the people. This is a new trend. How would you describe this new trend of political violence in Nigeria?
Let me correct the impression. It is not a new trend. It is as old as Nigeria itself. So we should not see it as something new that the supposed electorates are constituting violence. And with appreciation on the part of the presidency for having been able to manage such ugly incidences since the beginning of the campaign. So we will give him kudos for that, because it's not the first, neither the second nor the third. And we have not actually heard the news of any casualty from that experience. But we should just take it that it's one of the regular occurrences.
Does it baffle you at all that all the states are PDP-controlled states in Nigeria?
So unfortunate it is happening in the PDP control states. I wouldn't want to attach any sentiments to that in particular. It could have as well have happened in other party control states. But you can bet it that such cannot happen in the southwest. So I can attribute a level of education. Initially,
the opposition party outrightly condemned this, but after a while, we'll also hear them say that these are violence that are instigated within the PDP itself, that these people who are carrying brooms and throwing stones are not really APC members.
You see, what happened is let us give it to the two sides. I will not agree that it could have been all will have been instigated by PDP members trying to protest their disenchantment with the process or whatsoever grievances. Let us just give it to the fact that, okay, there are some people in the states who felt they want to express their displeasure of not accepting Mr. President, his candidature. And as a result, they are protesting. They took to the streets. The one that happened in other states, there were no brooms displayed. So, and I was trying to say the other time that if you see this happening in the northern part of the country, you can give it to the fact that the level of education is very low at those states. And they are yet to be reorientated on how they can go about venting their displeasure. They have their voting power, they can use it. But we hope in the future, by the time they get enlightened and well educated, they will know that violence is not the best form of approach.
Just a minute.
To express
Let's
their
take this
displeasure.
call. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
This is Tochiku calling from Anambra.
Tojiku, how are you today?
I'm very fine, my brother. Good morning to your guest.
Good morning, my brother.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, listen, you see, as a matter of fact, I am quite pained, as well as a majority of Nigerians, the consistent attack on Mr. President, our commander-in-chief of the armed forces. You see, he's still the president. If somebody got to talk, I think the northern leaders should rise up to this occasion. These things will get out of hand. You don't expect people to be happy. In the electionary period, the president is duly elected president, convoy will be attacked. Imagine, it raises a lot of questions and emotional issues. You see, and when people try to justify this with the fact that some people have made comments against the opposition or what have you, see, it doesn't connect. And before I conclude, let me first of all admit that since the inception of 2015 presidential campaign, the presidency has also succeeded in unleashing all the propaganda and media forces against the personality of Buhari, no doubt. But you would recall that previously, the opposition has been on the offensive, casting negative aspersions and insulting the personality of guests at every given opportunity without recourse. And as far as they were concerned, it was a normal thing. It was a fair game. If you don't mind, let me give you facts, because we are talking about facts here. This same guy has been insulted and called different names by opposition, such as why some called him clueless, some even called him drunkard, and derogating names such as Otuke Fisherman, and name it. It goes on and on. Some people even call his wife hippopotamus, but he never responded. Now look at the repercussion. The aides of Mr. President, because a president has been said, the aides and the ruling party have decided to take them back in their own coin. And interestingly, they consider this time the appropriate time to take their pound of flesh. So this is what is causing all these issues. So I think some people should rise to this occasion and they condemn what is condemnable and not talk out of sentiment and religion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tochiko, for your contribution this morning from Anambra. Do you think that the opposition is taking this well enough? Because one would have expected an opposition that would come out condemning the action strongly and not insinuating that this violence is coming from within the People's Democratic Party.
You see, what happened is, let's give it to the opposition. They are trying. When they have to make statements, they have to first and foremost dissociate themselves from such. So you wouldn't blame them, condemn them for for dissociating themselves from it. And they also condemn it. But as I tell you, we are all guilty of this. It has come of age with us to vent our anger, to express our displeasure on acceptability of a candidate through a violent means. So what we can just continue to say is that Mr. President will continue in his way of magnanimity and large exercise of large heart to continue with his campaign. There will continue to be such irate youths and miscreants trying to stay in the way, just the way they've been handling them, they continue. Because you see, when you look at it, like we did mention at the beginning, we said all this are happening in the PDP states. So certainly, if they were in the opposition states, then the opposition government of the state will be responsible for this, to make sure they convince their citizenry to be non-violent towards reception of their guest who has come to.
Are we saying that because it happens in the PDP state, then that totally absolves the APC of blame in this area?
You see, what happened is that you can't really place the blame on APC, the opposition. You can't place the blame on the opposition. There is every tendency of a group of people wanting to express their own personal displeasure. tribal sentiments without being sent, without being incited by anybody. You see, we are guilty in Nigeria. We are largely controlled by sentiments. If you go to the north, the northern candidate is accepted. If you go to the south, the southern candidate is accepted. So that is the problem we are battling with to survive. Until we are able to overcome the sense of sentiments in our daily judgment, that is when you begin to see objectivity.
Hello, good morning.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
My name is Sean.
John, you're calling from where?
My contribution this morning is
John, where are you calling from, John?
See, you only take
Just a minute, John. Where are you calling from?
What is really happening in political arena.
Hello, Mr. John, introduce yourself,
The
please.
issue is this. PDP themselves, they have problems, internal problems with themselves. Because when they do primary election, you will see governor forcing, bringing a candidate that the masses doesn't want. And at the end of the day, the masses will dump PDP, and at the end of the day, they will carry broom. They will start to behave as if they are from opposition. And you see some people will be outside, they don't know what is really happening. They will say APC is causing problems. It's not like that. Look at what is happening in Bauchi State. You could have accusing Minister of FCT, FTC. Look at what happened there. So people should be thinking wisely. These APC, they are very intelligent people. They know how they handle their followers. So the PDP should deserve. Like now, there's one thing that happened day before yesterday. When the governor of a state, of my state, is coming, is come on campaign in one local government, there is one group, there is one man that is well popular. And this, the fans like this man. And the man is in PDP. And at the end of the day, what happened? As they do say that the governor is coming, everybody carry from, and all of these people, they are PDP. So people, they should not take issue the way they see. These people, APC, they are well intelligent. Even though you can read them from their leaders.
It's all right.
They are well educated.
Thank you very much, John.
When Amechi is accusing Jonathan, they say Amechi is rubbish. Amechi is a real politician. You know what he's doing by the time.
Thank you, John, for your contribution. Although we were unable to identify where you're calling from, will you call it in? Just let us have your name and your location so that we can have a proper documentation of that. But in a situation whereby we have young people perpetrating this, it also brings to mind the role of traditional rulers, of community leaders, the role of security agencies in these crimes. Are we saying that the Nigerian youth now has the liberty to do whatsoever they think right? Is it impossible to want to believe that they are not just doing it of their own accord? Maybe they are just puppets dancing to a particular tune in, somewhere in the bush.
Yes, you see, what happens is when you see youths perpetrating all sort of vices, there's every tendency for you to believe that they are acting on behalf of some personalities. But at the same time, we are in an era where you can have youths ordinarily can constitute themselves into groups to organize protests, to protest and express their feeling of disenchantment towards any candidates that is coming around in their domain. So you see, in this situation we find ourselves, I must and I still stand by it. Everyone is guilty of what is going on. The history can be traced back to when Nigeria was given birth to. What has been the electioneering, campaigning processes, and the antecedents then is still persisting today. Today, you hardly see one candidate being accepted in the other region. There must be vested interest in such. So, with what we are seeing, the presidency is not showing and convincing us leaders that they are truly committed to peace. The other party too has not been able to convince us that truly we are committed to peace. I mean, like you did mention, if, APC wants to say, This president is coming to this state. We announce, please don't attack. Let them say their own so that when we come. The presidency too, when they did some attack, dynamite thrown, bombing of places, nothing tangible comes from the president to condemn it. So you can see that both parties cannot be absorbed of these developments.
All right.
And we have lineage. We tilt towards one party or the other.
Let's take a short commercial break and we'll be back with more. Stick around.
Which person can you carry?
And we now for MTN
Catch Quest!
You see the look? Plenty people don't they win 10 million naira every week and 1 million naira every day. To win, just dial *170# for free and correct who go to with you. Whether that TV or generator or phone, you fit win all for free every day.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Fellow Lagosians, it is time for the positive change you've all been clamoring for. So, be part of this change as you join the presidential and vice presidential flag bearer of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yemi Osinbajo at Teslim Balogun Stadium, Surulere, on Friday 30th of this month. Time, 10 a.m. prompt, where we will unveil his blueprint for the development of our nation. As you're aware of landmark achievement of APC-governed states, let us replicate this at national level by voting Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yemi Osinbajo as our president and vice president come February 14. APC change.
All right, welcome back. Let's find out what the top story is today on the front page of The Guardian. APC to shun ban organized TV debates, and the writers here say presidency party differ over alleged plot to scuttle polls. PDP accuses opposition of inciting Nigerians. Jonathan Buhari campaign in Adamawa, Taraba, Edo, Oyo. Well, let me take your reaction to this, because some Nigerians are hopeful that probably the only time we will see issue-based campaign in 2015 would be at such public debates like this. From their advertorials, the only thing we've seen thus far are attacking personalities. Why would APC want to opt out of an opportunity to tell Nigerians what their candidates will do in case he wins?
Well, you see, what happened is this. Let us look at the processes that give birth to this campaign debates. The APC has reasons, and they gave it that one. Why will the presidency be denying the foreign journalists from coming to cover this exercise if presidency is not having agenda?
Okay.
Then secondly, that the organizer of the debates, they have been alleged to be agents of the presidency. So they have casted a doubt of genuinity and sincerity of purpose on the activities. Ordinarily, I would have expected that, okay, they will allow independent bodies, totally independent private bodies, to organize these debates. That was my thinking. But with this bond and the principal organizers being alleged to be, then there is bound to be that suspicion. Then secondly, it is not the first time. In 2011, yes, President Jonathan shunned presidential debates. Yes, nothing happened.
Let me read an excerpt here by Malam Garba, who is the Director of Media and Publicity of the APC. He says that a salutary inspection of the composition of the Nigeria Election Debate Group brings into focus the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, National Television Authority, NTA, Federal Road Corporation of Nigeria, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, and the Africa Independent Television, AIT, which it says is owned by a PDP chieftain. And going by the avalanche of inflammatory statements, misinformation and blatant lies being propagated by some of this media against our party and candidates Contrary to the Kofi Annan brokered Abuja Peace Accord and the failure of these aggressors to desist and apologize have left the APC campaign with no option than to stay clear of any premeditated smear campaign that could be inimical to our prospective electoral success. One would have thought that this is going to be a televised event. And, I mean, there's no way you would have manipulated something that is being broadcasted live.
There are ways you could. There are ways. Ordinarily, such debate, you have to throw questions at your debaters. What about if the questions had been premeditated of one candidate? So what I expect from APC is okay to show the Nigerians that we are not just running away from debate. Let them instigate their own panel to organize another debate. So they have two debates. You go ahead with your own debate and let Nigeria knows your programs and manifestos. Rather than making yourself unavailable to the Nigerian masses and leaving them unable to decide objectively on your qualities and what you stand for.
It's all right. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
Gabriel from Lagos.
What's your name again?
Gabriel from Lagos.
Gabriel from Lagos. Go ahead with your contribution.
It is very bad, actually, the attack on the president. I'm also a PDP member. I condemn it. It's very bad. But the fact is that, to me, I think like our leaders, especially from the PDP, the issue-based campaign, Interpol, or whatever they find, I think it's like for formality sake. Look at what our leaders are doing. Look at what the state government is saying. It's like fighting the APC up. You are asking them not to react. It's too bad. Let us concentrate on issue-based campaign. Then, if those fight react, then we can face this and this. But we fail to concentrate on issue-based campaign. Look at the documentary they are showing on AIT and NTA. Even the NTA that's sponsoring no violence election and showing those documentaries. You are provoking those people to anger, and when they react, and you are asking them that, no, it's so bad. I condemn all the acts.
It's all right.
Issue-based campaign.
Thank you very much, Gabriel, for your contribution. But we are beginning to look at a situation whereby Nigerians will again be denied the opportunity of having these people talk about issues. And oftentimes we talk about modeling our democracy after the developed democracies of the world. We've seen the way it is. It is electronic. Even primary election debates are even televised live in other developed climes. One would have thought that APC would have come with that idea that let us balance this panel of umpires such a way that it will not be dominated by media channels that we think are already political biased. Because what this would ultimately mean is that we might never have the opportunity to have them put together in one place to debate issues.
You see, let me throw it back to you as a journalist. Then it tells you that you have to guide your profession. Whatever your profession, whatever you are doing, do it with maximum integrity. When they are born, Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria knows the affiliate, the affiliation, the side towards the AIT tilted. Already knows the level of commitment the NTA has towards the presidency campaign. Why should they allow them to feature primarily in the organizing committee? They should have allowed objective individual minds go to different fields, bring people. You can now constitute the machinery on the grounds that will give the platform. So, but you already have private individuals into this. Then you will see the candidates coming up. Or otherwise, you ask the candidates from the different parties to nominate people into the committee so as to balance the view. But a situation where, like you said, you have AIT being represented there, you have NTA being represented there, then what do you want the other parties to, political parties to feel? That it is being organized by this.
Hello, good morning. Turn down the volume of your TV set.
Okay.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Kazri. I'm calling from Abuja.
All right, Kadri, go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. I want to still look at issue from the people you called to come and help us analyze issues.
Okay.
The first time we have tried to reach the other man, we could not reach him. We want to beg you to please help us by sort out your commentators very well. So that when they come to the studio, they should not react or respond to issues, but try to give us some primary IT people that can deeper than our knowledge. Because we are watching to learn. We are not watching to hear what we can do. So I felt that the way our commentators or the analysts are contributing is not balancing issue. They are not teaching us anything. They are not reacting. But having said that, I want to look at the issue of this presidential debate from my own
perception.
view. I want to believe that the presidential debate has already been concluded before they want to bring us in, because reversing or going into documentary of what has happened during a particular era on the quote era. Buhari is a military man by profession, and they came in as a military man to rescue situation. They didn't come and govern. Shagari was lost. If you want to be very, very frank, because 9 months teachers were not paid then, and if you can remember, Umar Rico and other people, they've already given us a myriad of rights that there was nothing under. If not because these people came, we could have not known what is happening to our economy. The economy was already down. Let us be frank. But AIT airing some certain documentary without telling us about Atlantic Oceanic shipping line, which the person himself mismanaged, and which all these documents are there. We are not looking into the past. We want to believe that the past is. But what I want to bring out is that, please, let us be objective on this issue of presidential campaign, of a truth, of a presidential debate. Of a truth, you will believe that the apparatus belong to the government. Government owns the soldier, government owns the police. For example, last time, soldiers came out to give on restricted file, confidential file, which is supposed to be out of bounds, which is supposed to be something that's supposed to come out by mandate of law. They just came out and respond and they show us nothing happened. A lot of things have been happening and nobody is there. And the first analyst make us to understand about the issue of governance. He was even trying to quote from area of pressure. Let me tell you, a government that is not being ruled by an invisible hand should be able to come out and give us the restrictive measure of how we should live our lives. That's the purpose of law. We are governed around it. And governance is all about maintenance of that law, which makes us to choose some leader who come to help us to enforce that law. The work of the leader is to enforce the law. And that's why apparatus were put in place. We have judiciary, we have military, we have police, and so on, in different capacity to be able to bring the law into place. But what we are seeing now, if you can agree with me, is a lawless situation. Somebody is trying to say, I'm not responsible. If you're not responsible, why are you taking taxpayers' money as a president, as a police, as a soldier? It's not you per se, it's an institution that you came there to come.
Well, I'm afraid that'll be how much we can take from you today. Thank you for your contribution, calling us today all the way from Abuja, Quadri. We have to move on now because there are many other issues that are also springing up. For instance, LASA in Lagos took a walk, I believe, yesterday to protest what they call the excessive defacing of public infrastructures in the light of political campaigns. And they categorically, the general manager of the Lagos State Signage and Advertisement Agency, George Noah, says the process of electioneering by the PDP is unfair, inconsiderate and illegal, and that over 350 million naira has been lost by outdoor business operators as their paid adverts has been defaced with PDP posters. I mean, you live in Lagos and I live in Lagos too. Is it fair to have mentioned just PDP in that claim? Because I have also seen APC posters defacing public infrastructures in Lagos.
Yes, yes, yes. You see what happened is we should not expect anything less than that from LASA.
Because it's the same thing that we're talking about. Public agencies dancing to the tune of the party in power.
Primary principal. Yes, LASA belongs to Lagos State government. So certainly LASA we want to protect the interest of Lagos State government. But at any rate, the presidency should allow each state to exercise their own authority to govern themselves, to administer the states and put law and order into places. So a situation where LASA defines a specific procedure for placement of political posters, I think it is incumbent on the poor parties to comply within the guidelines. And what ordinarily should be expected from the presidency is give them the go-ahead to go and remove, or first of all, list out places where you don't want to see political posters. When the list is done, then they will look at it together and they can now agree that, okay, all these places you don't want to see the posters, go and remove whatever posters that you can cite within this defined list. Then everybody will know that we are being transparent and we are being fair to all our concerned. So this is not surprising, and what I just felt is it should be expected and we should try as much as possible not to make an issue out of it.
It's all right.
LASA should do the needful, list out places where they don't want to see party posters, and they should tell the parties, both APC, PDP, and the lesser ones, to comply with those rules.
It's all right. Well, we have a tweet here from Isioma Efiaye, who says that independent bodies should come out to organize this debate in fairness to all parties involved. Maybe the question now will be, how do we define independent bodies? Because in this show, in one single show, someone had said, oh, you're an APC station. In another breath, the other person says, oh, this presenter doesn't like General Muhammadu Buhari. So, you know, people's perception of a media outfit or bodies also would tell a lot here. And that is why I was of the opinion that APC could have managed the situation in providing for Nigerians the opportunity to hear them out.
No, to provide for Nigerians the opportunity by attending the debate.
Exactly.
Oh, no,
to have an issue-based
if it is PDP that is suspicious too,
argument.
If the PDP is suspicious of the organizers being likely unfair, insincere, and operating under an agenda, they have the right to snub it. But what we would rather say now is, look, if the organizer wants to be sincere, they should reach out to all the political parties, nominate a representative into this that will constitute into the committees. Among the nominees, then you select the chairperson and you saddle them with the responsibility. The board can now decide to provide the platform upon which they will operate. You see all of them. By then they will agree that these are the restrictions within which our activities will be. And they reach out to their parties, go there and go and do
good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
Yes, I'm Wale from Jos. I want to contribute to your program this morning.
Good morning, Wale. Please go ahead with your contribution.
And this is about the election debate. I don't see where Buhari will do this. He will not go. Why? Why I say he will not go? Look at the advert that they are showing here. Calling him all sorts of names. And the chairman of AIT is part of those people. Go to NCH, the same thing. They are bringing the same program. How do I expect somebody like this to go there? Me, I was expecting, that's why the television like your own people are ready to go and buy Star Time and listen to them. People are no more interested in AIT. People, a lot of us are interested in, but now, saying that, I'm not even saying the right thing. People are not interested in watching the AIT anymore. So the AIT is no more this a television that all Nigeria, when Abacha was dealing with them, that they, I don't know, it's still all of us go and contribute money. out of us are eager to hear what Buhari want to tell us. Are eager because all the other political parties they are calling, nobody even knows them. Who is Kowa? Kowa have never come to campaign job. You don't even know them. All other political parties, only CP and PDP will know. I want to see what two of them will tell Nigeria finally, and for us to join it. Look at your station. Your station has not been biased. It's not that because you are speaking to yourself, you know that I'm saying so. You have not been, I don't even know the owner of your television. People don't know. For you people do the thing in the right way. So, yeah. So, and that is a minus for them. It's very, very disturbing. Have a nice day, my brother.
Thank you very much, Just. Wale calling from Just for your contribution. Well, not many people will share your opinion.
You see, that is just exactly what we're saying. People have been watching AIT, they have been watching NTA, they have been watching other stations that they have been seeing the kind of campaigns going on there. And you now pick the organizer of these campaigns that people have questions to organize the debates. There are bound to be issues. But if they have asked the parties to nominate representatives each, and the representatives will sit down and work out the modalities, disagree to agree that this is the modalities, then you will see that debate will go on fine.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, can you turn down the volume of your TV set?
Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Abdul from Kaduna.
Abdul?
From Kaduna.
From Kaduna. All right, go ahead, Abdul, with your contribution.
We are all enjoying your program.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I want to make some contribution.
Please go ahead.
Like the issue of, if you go to River State now, the opposition party, that is the PDP here, had to fund APC campaign office. And nobody, and if you come to the issue of what ADEYEMI said, he said the truth by saying Asari Dokubu and Nito Polo.
That's right.
They should arrive there. So all I'm trying to say is you see the PDP government has failed, and they are trying to use the military, the police, and whatever to, to do all sort of kind of things. And the issue of whether the APC should attend the debate is not possible. It's not like what the last caller said. All these things they are showing in AIT, they did them, and NPA, some of the rally of the APC, they mentioned because the PDP. So, let's be honest, PDP are still, and like what every other people are saying, we want free and fair election to hold. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution, Abdul calling from Kaduna. Let's just wrap it this way, as I take your opinion as regards the NSA's advice to Mr. President to arrest people like Asari Dokubo Tompolo for the kind of statements they've made. My guest earlier was of the opinion that even if that was the legal way to go, that we must also consider the fallout of possibly arresting these people. What are your takes along this line?
You see, if the government of the day wants to be serious with the position of the DSS, I think those two personalities needs to be invited by the DSS to the DSS office.
Just a minute, sir. Let's take this short commercial break, and we'll be back with more. Don't go away.
Fellow Lagosians, it is time for the positive change you've all been clamoring for. So, be part of this change as you join the presidential and vice presidential flag bearer of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, and Professor Yemi Osinbajo at Teslim Balogun Stadium, Surulere, on Friday 30th of this month. Time, 10 a.m. prompt, where we will unveil his blueprint for the development of our nation. As you're aware of landmark achievements of APC-governed states, let us replicate this at national level by voting Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yemi Osinbajo as our president and vice president come February 14. APC change.
Welcome back, Cold Digest Friday. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, you see what happened is that the utterances from Asari Dokubo and Tompolo and others militants are being thought-provoking and needed to be really guided. So in the best of my own views and opinions, I think they are supposed to be invited to the office of the DSS and be issued final warning, and at the slightest communication, provocative communication, they should be picked up. They should not be rated in the ranks of whatever utterance the Mr. President himself makes or Buhari makes.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome to Cold Digest.
Thank you. My name is Adebayo. I just want to contribute to what you do now.
Adebayo, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Akure.
Akure, please go ahead with your contribution.
Hello?
Go ahead, Adebayo. We're with you.
My name is Bayo.
Bayo, all right, please go ahead with your contribution. Go ahead.
Thank you. You see, honestly, it's like the contribution of most people regarding the opposition is somehow awkward. Policy, for example, came out to declare that his party members were responsible to the answer. Look at what happened in other states, Addis Ababa also, where some people, because they were not carried along of the reception of the president, to make things worse, look at the document of the India by the eyes. Honestly, I think this year, whatever whichever organization is in charge, should call any of the people to their recognition and to know that the election it's interesting. Let us listen to them. Let us hear it. If it's your someone to your opinion or to disagree with the mind of another, I think we need to call this organization any of the channels.
It's all right. Poor network connection there, but I believe you made your point, Bayo from Akure. What would be your parting words on this show to the electorate? Because the bottom line is the power lies with the people. But how do we use this power in such a way that we would have a violence-free election next month?
Yes, unfortunately, we should understand that the violence, tendency for the violence does not lie in the hands of the electorate, but in the hands of the parties, the political parties. And what I would just say is that the parties, the elder statesmen in the country should get themselves together to talk to the political parties and let the Mr. President be sincere and match his words of commitment to ensure peace with actions right from this period, not during just election, and to arrest the utterances, provocative utterances, particularly from identified militants from any part of the country, not necessarily from the south alone, from all other regions. They are known militants to different regions. At any utterance they make, they should be picked up, because they are continuing utterance. Provocative utterances can continue to incite and elicit anger that can lead to violence.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today on Code Idea. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Well, big thank you to our callers as well. Nasemo called in from Lori, Abdullahi from Suleja, Smart from Kaduna. We had Salisus call from Niger, Tuchuku called in from Anambra, John called in, but we couldn't get his location. Gabriel from Lagos, Quadri from Abuja, Wali from Jos, Abdul from Kaduna, and our last caller on the show today was Bayo, who called in from Akure. Don't forget that you can also stream live to watch Cool TV News from anywhere in the world. All you need to do is download the Wahoo TV apps, WAWOO TV, on your Play Store, and you'll be able to stream us live anywhere you are. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Stick around for the top of the hour news.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.